Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And Aquarius, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for May 18th to the 24th. This week we have the Break the Chain Oracle card. We have Krishna behind that. We have the Two of Swords, Strength, the World, the Eight of Swords, the Fool, and we have the Seven of Cups. So I'm definitely feeling that there has been a sense of anxiety around decision making, Aquarius. Maybe sort of, reflecting on the expectations that haven't been met in a situation, the hollow promises. I feel like you haven't quite been able to gain the fulfillment that you truly desired in a situation. And that's the thing that's been kind of keeping you sitting on a fence, wondering what to do in the situation, stay or go. I really feel that there is a cycle that is wanting to complete in your life, but with the world in reverse, it may be that, the cycle is ready to complete, but you have been kind of holding on or stopping it from completing in some way. The Strength card is here this week to give you the strength and courage to make that key decision, a key decision that will open up a whole new path, a whole new journey in your life, Aquarius. So let's go to the Oracle cards first. First of all, we have Krishna here. Krishna really is about, connecting with the divine, about expanding your consciousness. Some of you may be feeling, much more spiritually inclined this week, or more inclined to do some spiritual practices, or really just to, to meditate or connect with your angel spirits, guides, whatever you call it, your higher self, your intuition. It's really a message to be guided by that this week. And we have Break the Chain. Okay, so there's some kind of cycle or chain that is ready to be released, ready to be broken. And that could be what this, this World card is indicating. There could be a major cycle in your life. It might be a cycle that you've continuously repeated, whether it's in relationships, friendships, work, a cycle of not believing in yourself, a cycle of maybe being the martyr, keeping yourself trapped. Really is time to break that chain at the moment, because we have a sense in this reading that by breaking a chain, by allowing a cycle to end, by making a key decision, there is some kind of rewriting the future, there is some kind of release, and that's what's really going to illuminate the new path forward. So I will just read that one out, Aquarius. Ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. You're being called to heal your family line and free yourself from living the life of your ancestors. This could mean letting go of an old pattern of your maternal or paternal line, healing trauma from the past that is not even yours, or observing old ways of being that no longer serve you. We can carry emotional trauma in our luminous field for up to 7 generations back. This is why family patterns can be the hardest to break. Often they are not even ours to begin with. We do not know another way of being, and so we continue playing out the drama. So for some of you, this could be a behaviour that you've inherited from your family, or that you've seen playing out at home. That can be in our relationships, the way we interact with our partners. It can be even addictions, that kind of thing. Sometimes that behaviour carries on and we kind of absorb it by osmosis, and we don't actually realise that we're actually just carrying that trauma from the family line. So if there's something like that for you, then it's definitely time to break that cycle. So in the recent past here, 7 of Cups and the 9 of Swords. So definitely a strong sense of stress and anxiety about something that hasn't fulfilled your expectations, that hasn't delivered, and particularly on a emotional fulfillment level. Some of you may not have had your expectations met in a relationship, in a job, in a situation of your life. There's a feeling of, you went into this situation really thinking that, it was going to, fill all your cups, that it was going to deliver, maybe financially, maybe it was, really you thought it was going to be that gift. And I feel that it hasn't materialized, and maybe you might have been dealing with someone who made you hollow promises, promised to do the world and didn't deliver. There is a sense of, whatever you really desired hasn't turned out, and we see you, experiencing the anxiety or the stress from that, and maybe, doing a lot of overthinking, over-analyzing, maybe getting caught up in the anxiety of why it didn't work, continually maybe pushing in a situation that was never really set to be yours anyway. The Seven of Cups, Seven of Swords, that there could be some sense of feeling betrayed as well in this situation, maybe by somebody that did make promises to you. The Seven of Cups also talks about feeling confused. Obviously, we have a key decision in this reading, so there could be confusion around, well, do I just keep on, trying to draw these cups closer to me to get them to materialize rather than just staying a dream, or do I move on? That's what I'm sensing there. And I feel like the indecision is what's really kept you stuck for some time. We've got the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords. So the Eight of Swords shows somebody who is trapped in their own mental prison, maybe by their own self-limiting beliefs or thoughts, their anxieties, being a bit of a victim or a martyr. Maybe it's low self-esteem for some of you, but there's a sense that it's self-inflicted and that you can choose to release yourself from this just by making, good strategic decisions for yourself. But what we see in these cards is two people that are blindfolded and bound, that can't see, that don't have vision because they're stuck in the mind. Swords are an intellectual activity. So you're really being asked to reconnect with the wisdom of the body, the wisdom of your intuition, your higher self. This person here is bound around all the intuitive centers, the third eye, the heart, and the gut. So I really feel that the answers that you seek are within yourself, within your body, and we need to disconnect from the mind chatter that might be telling you something else. The Two of Swords, indicates that there is a key decision that needs to be made, but with the Two of Swords, it can talk about being blinded by our emotions in decision making as well. That the Seven of Cups also talks about that. So we want to make the decision from a place of intuition and wisdom of the body, not from emotions and not from too much mind and too much logic. Of course, you do need to think about it as well and be strategic, but we don't want to let the mind lead us. We want to allow the heart to lead us, and in particular the intuition, and that's really the key. The key to really tune in, and that may be what that Krishna Oracle card was really meaning, to get back in tune with your consciousness. Yeah, because the World card's here, guys, but it came out in reverse. So the World is about completing a major cycle in your life. And, there is an element of karma or predestined timing when the World comes in. It's about the right time for a chapter to come to a completion. But, because we live in the realm of free will, of course we can choose. We can choose to hang on if we want to. But that's often when we start to feel stuck. We start to feel stressed. We start to feel confused. We start to feel that where's our opportunities? There's no path forward. So sometimes we just need to let go. We just need to surrender. And that's when the universe, starts moving things for us. And sometimes it can just start with you making one key decision. The World energy is about, effortless flow. That dancer, she just, graces her way through that Saturnian hoop into her next chapter. She's not being dragged kicking and screaming. She knows when it's time, even though it can be painful, even though change can be hard, even though she might have some fear. She knows that she needs to go with grace and that there is new chapters, new adventures waiting for her. Just checking the timing there. Aquarius, the battery. Sorry, it doesn't have much memory left on the card there. We have the Strength card here, and obviously, this is the strength and courage you're being invited to have to make that decision, to complete that cycle, to break the chain, whatever it is for you. The Strength card, it shows that lion and the angel. And the lion indicates it can be our ego, our inner demons. And that angel is our higher self. So there is a sense, similar to what we've just heard before, that We need to bring the mind under control to make this decision, reconnect with that higher self, with that intuition, with that wisdom. And that's when we unlock our infinite potential, because we are operating, integrated and whole. That's the place that we want to operate from. So you're being invited to have the strength and courage to bring a major cycle to completion, to break the chain, because that is what, Aquarius, is going to rewrite your future. And I'm so pleased to see the full energy here, because this is your new beginning. This is what you've been waiting for. But obviously it's kind of hinging on a few dominoes, a bit of a domino effect. There's some doorways that need to slide in order to bring this in for you. But the Fool is about a new destination, a new journey, a new pathway opening up. And the thing about the Fool is that you're being invited to leap, to have the courage to, take the first tentative steps, even though you don't really know where it's heading, you don't know what's waiting for you at the other side, but you just feel compelled that the time for change is now. Again, the link to the instincts, it's all over this reading, instincts, leading by that, not leading by the head, because that's just got you a whole lot of Nine of Swords stress and anxiety previously. Yes, there will be more challenges and mountains to scale on this new journey, but it is time to step through that doorway, to step through that portal into another pathway, another life lesson, another situation. Got the link to the Sun energy here. It's about being guided forward, about divine timing. Yeah, I love the Fool. Also talks about reconnecting with your rebel heart, which, is that higher self, listening to what you really want to do. What are your passions and desires now? What way would you really like to go? And just do it. Life is too short, guys. Okay, I'm just going to draw a couple of these keywords to close out, Aquarius. Let's see what just a little bit more guidance we can get here. Reliability. Oh, adventure. Okay, beautiful. Reliability. Yeah, well, that can be taken lots of different ways, but I really think, in this situation, Aquarius, you really need to be able to rely on yourself. So that means, making decisions from the right place. How can you actually, rely on yourself to make these decisions when, you're in this place of being shut down, of not listening to your wisdom. So really time to open that up and make that key decision. And adventure. Aquarius, there are new adventures waiting for you. That is the perfect describing word for the journey of the Fool. Step through the hoop. Have the courage to do that. Allow it to unfold. There is a new adventure waiting for you, and all you need to do is make some key decisions. Okay, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do keep in mind it's a general reading, so it won't be for every one of you guys. Leave me a comment. I do read them all, and always love to know how it's playing out in your daily life. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.